Welcome to Sue for the Soul. No portion of Sue for the Soul may be used without the expressed written consent of KimMeWyatt. This Sue for the Soul is called The State of the Black-African Man. Let me warn you guys ahead of time that there may be some explicit language. I am trying to control my explicit language. And it's not done on purpose, you guys. It's really not like trying to put on a show or something. It is what it is with me. And I just have to go in here lately, like, whatever it is the way that I have to go in. And so it is what it is. But and so this is going to be my test to see if I'm going to be able to do this without being too utterly explicit in the content. I don't know who this is, you guys, but somebody is following me around. When I'm up at the front, they come to the front. Now they down here following me. It's like, really? So, a female, as I knew. Okay, so here's the deal. I thought doing the state of the Black-African woman was back up. First of all, a couple of announcements. The YouTube channel. Please join the YouTube channel, you guys. And once you join, via clicking the subscribe button, please also click the notification bell so that you will be one of the first to be notified of new vids that I post up. Okay. Also, redoing the channel itself, so you may see videos that don't have a description, and it may just say description later, and it doesn't have all the information there. Well, I am going over all 260 of those vids, making sure I said what I meant to say. And let me scoop. This person this is a female, and I mean, no matter where I go, she's sitting there. She just got copping a squat, which means just finding a spot to sit there and spy on me. She just parked and bagged me, and y'all, this is what I'm talking about right here. Our people are so jacked up, and I don't care who hears this. It just needs to be said. I'm so sick and tired of people, our own people, getting mad when one of our own people gets on our people, but you are part of the problem, which is really the problem. You know what I'm saying? You're not a part of the solution, you're part of the problem, so you're getting mad because someone is addressing it. So, you guys, I'm going to move. I'm going to go up here because this person is following me every freaking where I go. And so, yeah. So let me move around. There we go. Now, so as I was saying, it is what it is. And so women will get mad because you're telling them something that they should already know. I'm not perfect by any means of the spectrum, but one thing I do know how to do is treat people the way I want to be treated. Really simple. I didn't even have to learn it. Either you're like that or you're not. And I knew about what goes around comes around, karma. What you do to someone, you're going to get it triple fold. All of this stuff is true, you guys. So when it kills me how a lot of people of our race don't want to hear about our race. Well, you need to hear it from someone. I know you see it. I don't care where you were born on this planet. If you're a Black-African, you already know how our race is as a whole. I'm talking issues. Serious issues. Okay? So, here we go. You guys, like I said, I thought that talking about the men would be easier than talking about the women, and it's not. I knew it. That's a lie. I knew it would be harder right before I started recording. But I thought it would be comparatively about the same initially. No. There's a lot of people who want to throw out the king card and the queen card and all of that. You're a queen, and I do say you're a queen sometimes, but some people take it to an extreme, and And then here's the king. We don't have any kings hardly. Most of the kings that we had in our race are men that were slaves. Are Dr. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and there are others. And before I even really go into this, I want to say this. I am not speaking on all Black-African men. But however, the men that I am speaking on, as far as numbers are concerned, supersede the men that I'm not speaking on. You guys know what I'm saying? And someone needs to say it. Now, I say this is a test for me, this particular Soup for the Soul, because I'm trying my best to practice on not cursing, something I've never done and like this in my entire life. I could go in on you so bad, not on purpose, just whom I am, or I can go in on you, and that I didn't even have to say a cursing word. It just was what it was. But I only thing I can attribute it to is stress and being stressed out about my situation with where I live. You guys, oh God, I hope I don't go to tears. I want to get in my bed sometimes, just go to sleep. You know, I don't have a bed right now. You know, I got rid of a lot of stuff, but I'm saying I want to just have my walls, just white walls or whatever, without any extra stuff on it. You know, pictures and all that and decorum. But I want normalcy back in my life. And the tears are not because of what's going on in my life. The tears are because I want normalcy back in my life. You know what I'm saying? And how I've said it before, someone's going to get hurt because you know, like I said, you keep nabbing. And I know this is not what this is about. This is more of the blue cup in the attic, what I'm talking about. But, you know, you keep messing with someone, they're going to come out at you, you know. And even business wise, I can't do this and I can't do that. And I hate the word can't, but it is for me. I got to use the word can't because I can't do the things that I would normally be able to do where I am. Okay. So just know that, you guys. And here's the first thing. I guess that was a prerequisite to what the first thing I need to say about Black-African men. Black-African men are as a whole, are some of the most stupidest men on the planet. Let me say as a whole. If you don't feel like you stupid, I am not talking to you. Okay? And later on, I'm going to say something else. And I'm not talking to you about on that issue. But they are. I am so sick and tired of Black-African men who are supposed to represent. I don't care if you're single or married. You're supposed to represent our race. And a lot of Black-African men I'm finding, it doesn't matter how. Hold on. Someone came up. I'm recording. Just one moment. Okay. I'm back to recording. I just got interrupted by someone that I met before. Didn't want to meet them then. Do you hear me? Baby, this is what I'm talking about, you guys. Men, Black-African men. You just can't come up to every woman higher than a Georgia pine. You know, you high, smelling like weed, smelling like drugs, smelling like whatever, and thinking that every woman wants to talk to you. Every woman does not want to talk to you. I mean, I'm serious. Get your stuff together, because I had written down what there's 4 things that Black-African men focus on that other races of men, or better yet, other races focus on them, Hispanics, but white men in comparison just do not focus on. Yet they wonder why we're broke. We wonder, you should, why we don't have this, that, and the other. First thing is laziness. The laziness. I'm not going to blame this at all. This situation right here, the fact that you had a mother that raised you only. I'm not gonna even go there. Here's the reason why. There are a lot of people who had only men, Black-African men, who only had their mother in their home. Father was probably there initially, but they ended up with just having their mother. Okay, even if they were that lucky, I can name men right now who did not have their father in their home, maybe active in their lives, maybe not, most times not, and they're some of the most successful men on the planet, and they're Black-African. So I am not going to, and hooray to those mothers that raised them or whomever raised them. Okay, they're out there in droves as a whole. However, once again, the majority rules. A lot of our Black-African men want, if not a handout, they're lazy. You know, the white man, this and that, because I can't do this. I've been to prison. You know, we have 1,000 excuses as to why we can't do something, but can't come up with one as to why we should. One of my quotes. We have 1,000 excuses as to why we can't do something, but can't come up with one excuse, one as to why we should. One excuse as to why we should. I'm here amongst a lot of them. And also, I will be 50 next year, so it's not just here. I've seen it with a T, seen it. You guys, our Black-African men have our Black-African women acting just like them. Role reversing. Instead of putting her foot down. I'm not saying being abusive. But if you see your woman doing something that you absolutely know that she's not supposed to do, you are supposed to be the leader of that home, the leader of that relationship. You are supposed to speak up when you see your woman acting idiotic or doing something that she has absolutely no freaking business doing, meaning treating another human being a different way, or a way that she herself would not want to be treated. You're not supposed to be joining in with that. Because at that point in my book, you are, or I'm going to spell it out, you are a PUSSY with a capital Y and a capital P. That's what you are. Likewise, women, I've already gotten on the women, but let me say that works both ways. Women are choosing these PUSSYs, you know, and getting booed up together and doing this and doing this. A person in your life is supposed to be your helpmate, meaning they're supposed to tell you when you're wrong, when you're right, be there for you when you're right, but also tell you when you're wrong. That's what they're supposed to do. And if you can't handle the truth, then you're in the wrong relationship anyway. Additionally, or going back to the laziness, Black-African men feel like, oh, you know, I didn't have a good life, and it's bona fidely lazy. Laziness is always going to harbor on you until you get up off your feet. It's going to be there till the day you die. You know, it's going to do that. Here we go with the women in comparison. Why are you choosing a lazy man? I said in the state of the Black-African woman, you are the reason why these men in most cases are acting like this, because you're choosing them. The day you guys stop choosing these men to have them in your life and stop being desperate is the day they'll wake up and go to work. Because one of the things that Black-African men love is sex. You stop choosing them because you're lazy. Y'all get along, but you lazy. But he's lazy. Or you, come on now. It ain't that much get along in the world for me. I'm sorry. I don't care who you are, what walk of life you come from, how much you think we get along. You're not gonna get along with me if you are sitting there and you know, not going having a 9 to 5, for lack of words. I mean, for 9 to 5, you know what I'm saying? A job, being self-sufficient. It's not about making money. It's about making you a man. And you be a man, you can make money. You know, so laziness would be the first one. No excuses. Lazy. Got 1,000 excuses. And I'll say it again. Some of you ladies Get up off your $8 sign and stop accepting these lazy men in your life and wake up and smell the coffee. Listen to that Soup for the Soul. You stop accepting them in your life and put your foot down, even if you already have one of these type of men in your life. Put your freaking foot down on Monday morning and say, look at here. Whether you work or not. Say, look at here. I love you so much. But I love myself more. Or, excuse me, I said that wrong. I love you, but I love myself more. And I've had to tell someone that. I love you, but I love myself more. It is what it is. Yeah, some of you, and they're the reason. When they start getting rejected by, 5, 6 women saying the same thing, they'll wake up and smell the coffee. But if they're getting accepted by 5 out of 6 women, they don't have a reason to wake up and smell the coffee and be the kings, there's that word, that they're supposed to be. I think any man that, regardless of race, which is why I don't like using the king thing too much. I'll use it, don't get me wrong, and have. But all men who do what they're supposed to do are kings. Black-African men are not the only ones who have been considered kings, in other countries, Africa. Any man that can get up and take care of his family, regardless of his race, star in the front of that, star behind it, which would make it bold, is a king in my book. Because that's what man is placed on the planet to do. And there's other issues that Black-African men have. Gossiping. You guys. I have 33 collections on a Google Plus platform. And by the way, I'm outside. You may hear kids talking, vehicles, horns blowing or whatever. And I do apologize, but it feels pretty good out here. Not like it has been feeling over the last couple of days, but a couple of degrees off of that. But yeah, gossiping. One of the pet peeves that I have, because one of my collections on that Google platform is called Pet Peeves, or My Pet Peeves. And if you want to go to those 33 collections, because this is not all I do. I do a lot of stuff. If you want to go to either of those 33 collections, just scroll down where the text is for this video, and you will see the link. It's called My 33 Collections, or something like that. My 33 Google collections, and just click the link, and you'll see all of them there. And then you can click follow for each one of the collections, the ones that you're interested in, or you can click the page for the collection and see what I've already posted, and then make a decision. Okay. And let me go ahead while I'm at it. Donations. If you want to send donations, all of that information will be there, and I do appreciate it in advance. Okay. This will help me move. I do need your help to move. I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything, you guys. I tell people what's up, and a lot of people love me for it, and a lot of people don't. I do. I would be joking. If you're having problems sending donations, please let me know. Call me. My number is there as well, and let me know. But I sure appreciate it. I don't care if it's $2. I thank you so much in advance. I really don't care the amount, but thanks in advance regardless. Okay. And what else I want to tell you guys while I'm at it? I think that's it. But anything you need to contact me, once again, just go where there's text. Now, some videos do not have text on them. As far as the description, it will say description later, and which means that like I said earlier, I'm working on, if I did say it, I'm working on the YouTube channel, and so and so you'll see some that just say description later. You'll see some that just will have description later, and then all of the contact information. You'll see some that have a description, but the contact information has to be amended, and then and that would be the 3 types. But going back to what I was saying, gossiping. I can't say nothing pisses me off more, because I don't know what order of positivity There is a new word. My pet peeves are listed. But this I do know. One of my pet peeves is a gossiping man. And here's why. My father, thank you, Jesus, did not gossip. Mason, had been in the military, worked every freaking day per his schedule, never got lazy, and never not went to work. My mom had 3 kids before they met, or when they met, and he loved my mom to death. And although they divorced. You know, he did love my mother, and I loved my father. And you don't, at the time, you think it's normal that your dad doesn't get on the phone, he doesn't call anyone, he goes to work. This is all normal, 70s. But when you grow up and then you get a little older and see how the world is changing with the internet and all this, and you see how men are acting like straight up fools, Black-African men, you can't help but thank God. If some of these women listening to this will say amen, if you can't help but thank God for your father being in your life. You can't help but thank God for your father being partially in your life, meaning they got a divorce or something, and you know he and your mom. You can't help but thank God for a dad that they weren't even together when at all, but he was in your life. You know, you need something, he's there. We are the lucky women. Because here's the deal. If you are of any of the women I just described, you know how to choose a man, chances are. I'm not talking about your dad who was in your life every day and he was abusing your mother. I'm not talking about that kind of dad. I'm talking about my dad was in our lives or in my life, and therefore I'm very familiar with what it takes for a man to be a man, and I won't accept anything less. Ladies, and even though this is about men, I'm getting back on you guys. Ladies, and because women are going to listen to this, ladies, we got to stop aiding these Black-African men in being less of a man. And it starts at home. It doesn't matter if you have a man in your life and you have boys. That has nothing to do with it. Get them to taking the trash out. There are some women on the planet, Black-African women, and this is for any woman, but specifically for Black-African women. There are some Black-African women on the planet who take their own trash out, yet they have boys in their home. Are you serious? Put your foot down, ladies. You got to put your foot down. It starts when they're young. Give them some responsibilities. Don't let these boys talk back to you when you're raising them. And I'm just going to say it. Okay, I don't condone an abuse, but I'm old school. You knock them out one time and knock them on that floor, like the 70s mama would have done, I guarantee you they'll wake up and smell the coffee if they talking back. I bet you they won't talk back anymore, because my Bible said, I'm not talking about what the government said, I'm talking about what my Bible said. My Bible says, spare the rod, the belt, rod, R-O-D, spare the rod, you spoil the child. It actually says, spare the rod, spoil the child, but I put you in it. You spare that rod, meaning you don't whoop your kids, you risk the chance of them being spoiled. Okay? And that goes for males and females. But the reason I'm talking about women is because the reason why these men, and I call them boys, most of them, act the way that they do is because of how they were raised. Giggling and doing all this crazy stuff, and they see a woman pass by and they act like a itch, talking about her and doing all this stuff. That I wasn't raised like that, man. I can't get with it, and I never will. I was not raised like that, and therefore I don't understand it. How we can accept that in society, yet we want to have our chest sticking out. You know, our Black-African men like they're men. No, you're not. Because I'm going to be honest with you, if I did this soup for the soul like I really, really want to, but I'm working on myself and going back to normalcy, not cursing, and some of your feelings would have already been hurt at this point. Before I don't even know how many minutes I'm in. I'm 25 in. Your feelings would have been hurt. It's the first 10 minutes. Because I literally would have went in. And I'm telling you, it hurts me that I'm not going in. Because I went in on the women. And I didn't even go in on the women like I would. Working on myself. Going back to whom I used to be. I didn't curse the way that I curse now. Never did. And I'm going back to that because, like I said, I could tell you what road to get off without even putting any cursing words in what I was saying. And I don't go around with a t-shirt to say I'm gonna curse you out or I'm gonna go in on you. It is what it is. If the thought gets in my head and I feel it needs to be said to you, I'm gonna say it, good or bad. Well deserved, however, in all cases. So laziness and gossiping. Some of you guys gossip more than your mamas did. And here's the deal with that. Ladies, even though this is for the men, stop letting your sons hear you talking on the phone. It's more kids out here that know their mama's business, what boyfriend she dating and what friends she mad at and what her auntie said and all that. Just gossiping. A boy should be outside while you talking on the phone, if possible, unless it's inclement weather. He should be in his room and you got your TV up or something, so he shouldn't hear what you saying. Go in a closet or something and say the bad stuff and come back out on the good stuff. My kids can never say they heard me gossiping on the phone. And they did. Proof in the pudding. I was with my son more than once, 2 times. My mom feel like hearing that. And I wasn't even talking about, hey, the stuff I was talking about wasn't even remotely close to gossiping. But he didn't even want to hear that. The little stuff I was saying. Proof in the pudding. My kids didn't hear me gossiping on the phone because I didn't hang around people that I had to gossip about. Oops. Okay? I guess that works both ways. Another problem that Black-African men have is they can't accept rejection. Honey, you getting rejected because you don't have your I was about to say it. Thank you, Jesus. You getting rejected because you don't have your stuff together. Get your stuff together like that white man, and you'll be able to choose any freaking woman you want. Trust me, you will. 99.9% of the women that you choose when you got your stuff together, bank account fat, you got the car you want, you got your house, you know how to treat a lady, you take her out, you get your stuff together because in the end, okay, let me finish that. You got all your aces in a row, T's crossed, I's dotted. Hey, guess what? You can choose any woman you want. Here's the reason why. She knows she's going to have a good man. It is what it is. It's on you, brothers. You guys are sickening. I'm telling you, I to the point of, I'm talking about the brothers, but I don't think I ever talked to another one ever in my life. No, I hadn't really been hurt by any. Not at all. It's just I see what's out here. Nothing. Why would I want to succumb or condition myself to dating some man that don't want to work, lazy, gossip more than I do, don't even know how to change the oil or do anything? Why would I want to? Come on now. It's not even about changing the oil, because if you got your stuff right, you go take your car up there and let somebody change it for you. That's how tight your stuff is. But even though you can save money and do it yourself, okay, that doesn't make you a man, but less of a man because you take your car to go get your oil changed. You go to work every day, or you doing something every day, your own business. You work to have someone else do those things for you. And I don't see anything wrong with that. However, there are men who work and they do it themselves. It's up to you, but the bottom line is this: they work and they're being self-sufficient. Monday, I don't care if today is Monday today. It might be late in the evening when you hear this. Get up, guys, and go get you a job, man. It's ridiculous how some of our brothers, that's the first step. It's ridiculous how some of our brothers will sit there and self-sufficient, not self-sufficient, got their health and strength. There's nothing wrong with them. They breathing every day, got a roof over your head, someone else's roof. Get your own roof. I have my videos. I have over 260 videos on YouTube. All of my videos are in playlists, but I'm thinking right now I got to put one video in a playlist. Okay? All of them are in playlists. Here's the deal. One of those playlists is called Soup for the Soul, and it's about Black-Fricans and finance. It may not even have Soup for the Soul on it, but it's about Black-Fricans finance, our money. You guys need to listen. It's only about eight vids. You guys need to listen to those videos, because I'm going to teach you in that video how to get a house, pay cash for it, it's yours, what kind of bank account you need to get so you can make money off of your money, get a vehicle, how to buy a vehicle with cash. And trust me, you guys are thinking it's simple, where you got the cash, buy a vehicle. No. You need to listen to the videos, and you'll get it. Why you need it to listen to the videos. It's not that simple. It's that simple if you got the money, don't get me wrong. But there's another way to do it if you don't have the money, but building it up, but learning how to build it up. Okay? Or if you don't have the money, but need to learn how to build it up. It's another way to do that, fellas. You know, go to college. I'll be the first to say, I never thought I would say this. And every time I say this right here, I tell you guys, I never thought I would say this, because I was one of these people. College. You got to go to college. But as I got older, I'm like, I knew before I got in network marketing. I'm like, golly, you really don't have to go to college, because it's all about the money. The money. How much money you got in your bank account? As I got even older, I realized college is cool, but if you're going to graduate and you owe everybody, you owe this big old loan, then what's the purpose? When you got people out here who didn't go to college and they making more money than or just as much money as people who did. Then as I got even older, 2005 and 6, this is when I realized, when I got in network marketing, that college is almost obsolete in this world, or it's almost obsolete in one's life. It's almost not needed, because if you're not going for a profession, doctor, lawyer, let me see something else. I'll think of something while I'm doing this, saying this. Then, to be honest with you, you can make just as much or more money in your own business, doing something else, a different type of career, and you probably only have 2 years of college, if that, and make just as much money as the person who went 4 or 5 years. And then here's the deal. I can say that because I was in network marketing, and although some of these people had gone to college, they got in network marketing in the same network marketing company I was in. And guess what? When you making $500,000 a year, okay, or better yet, you got a $500,000 home. Now, this person I'm referencing, there was more than one. I don't know if the other people went to college, but I know this person did. But there were other people on her level, okay, who did not go to college. I do know that, but I don't know what others did. But this woman was an accountant, and she had one of the most beautiful homes, because in other words, she would have had that home had she gotten in network marketing, regardless of whether she had a degree or not, because network marketing paid for that home, not her degree. Let me say that again: network marketing, not promoting network marketing, because there's some scams out there, but legitimate network marketing paid for her home, okay, and got her that home, as well as others. Some of them hadn't even gone past high school, and if they weren't making her money, they were making right at it. So college is an option in my world. College is an option unless you are going for a profession. College is an option unless you're going for a profession. There are other ways, and I'm about businesses, about having your own business. There are other ways that you can make money. Absolutely no excuses. Here's another excuse, but here's an excuse. I've been to prison. There are, now going to the positive brothers I was speaking on earlier, praising them. Most of the Black-African men who have businesses out here, and the business is lucrative and surviving, and they may have just been in it anywhere from 2 to 10 years thus far. Most of them have been to prison. One thing prison will do is make your mind settle, get you out of the riffraff that you were in. And if you're one of the lucky ones to get out, 25 years, 10 years, 5 years, you did, start a business. Because I already know when you get out, it's going to be hard for you. You got a record. You have a record. All that time you spent in prison, you should have been thinking about when you get out, and you are, if the good Lord blesses you to live that long, you should have had one of the best freaking business plans on the planet, because you didn't have to deal with a lot of riffraff. All you had to do was deal with your own kind at that moment, and those were other prisoners. Limited as to what you could do. You had to go to sleep at a certain time. You had to do this at a certain time. So there's your discipline right there. Men who have been to prison are some of the most disciplined men on the planet, as if they had been in the military, and some had been in the military or have. They're some of the most disciplined men because they had to do this and had to do this and had to do that about this time or around this time or at this time. You know, that's perfect for business, because guess what? You're gonna be on time. You probably gonna be on time in your freaking meetings. You're going to be on time to go pick this up and pick that up. And here we go. Pick that up and pick this up. Something just hit me in the head. Courier service. You've been in prison. You got a vehicle. Start your own courier service where you're delivering boxes. Now, be honest. You know, don't say it got stolen and it didn't. You might have to get bonded. But guess what, brother? You out of prison. You don't have no excuses. All you know to do is you got a vehicle. Use it to make money. You have absolutely no freaking excuses. And it's sickening to me when I see brothers out here gossiping. Just because the internet is around, baby, that doesn't make you a bitch, okay? I'm sorry. You're making yourself that. Limit yourself online, on Facebook. Stop accepting friend requests from women, because there's some ratchet $dollar sign women out here role reversing. I still got to do that one. On role reversal. Okay? Trust me, it's coming up. If it looks ratchet, it is ratchet. You're supposed to be sending friend requests. You got women sending you a friend request. That's one of two things. Either she's slutty, or she knows someone that you know, a female in most cases, and she's trying to link up with you to find out what's going on with that female. That's it. I'm a female. I'm letting you know I'm not that type of female, but I'm here to let you know. That's all it is. It's not about you woo-woo in most cases. You tell them, no, who are you? I don't know who you are. And that's another thing, man. It is your responsibility to let, opposite of what I said earlier, let some of these women know they not all that in a bag of chips. A lot of these women out here who are going around, you know, just an example. I don't see nothing wrong with, you know, you wearing your natural hair, but you got your hair weave on top of it. This is not about her. I'm making a scenario. You got a lot of women out here who think they got to get their nails done and all that. They a bag of chips, and they just feel like if they look at you, you supposed to be talking to them. Or they pass by you and wondering why you ain't looking back and looking at their $dollar sign. A lot of these women got low self-esteem, dudes. And I'm not saying based on how they dress. I sell sexy clothes. And I got a lot of self-esteem. That has nothing to do with it. I'm talking about those women who are put on a show. Put on quite a show, as Rihanna says. Very entertaining. The representative. Ooh-wee. You get that heifer home, I'm telling you, you're going to have problems. You're going to have problems, dude. It is your responsibility to tell some of these women, no, I'm not interested. And here's another problem that goes with that. Telling a woman you're not interested does not make you gay. It makes you astute. It makes me take my hat off to you. Because that means that you know what you want in life. And you want a woman that has some sustenance about her. Okay? She might got a whole 1,000 things going on, but maybe broken in a joke. But guess what? You can pick one of those things out the hat and make something out of it. And you guys can make something together. That's the way it's supposed to be. But to tell these women out here who getting assistance and who getting, it's a lot of them. Some of them work. I'm just saying, regardless of her walk of life, tell these women, no, you are not interested. That way you slap them in the face like that virtually without physically touching them. They'll have a reality that they need to straighten themselves up so that they can get a man like you. Everything that looks good, fellas, is not good. It's not good. I'm a female telling you it's not good. Stop looking at the physical. If someone asks me what are the 3 faults that Black-African men have, sex, drugs. Yeah, I had this together. Sex, drugs, drinking, and it's another one. I'm going to take a walk, you guys, because I said it earlier before the guy interrupted me. That there is someone who is, the heat is coming off of that window. Ooh, I wouldn't want to live on the 3rd floor. Good God Almighty. I forgot about that when I first moved here, how the sun shines right on this building across from me on the third floor. But yes, tell some of these women, ratchet women, come on, you see it. Don't have sex with her and then tell her she's ratchet. You just as ratchet as she is. Even more so because you're supposed to be a man. Guiding her, even as a sister, just a sister, you're supposed to be doing that. And I'll say this, men, Black-African men, you don't have to. I'm not mad at you if you choose outside your race. I'm not one of these women who get mad at you if you choose outside of your race. However, I am one of these women who wonder why you did it. Now here's the deal, I'm only wondering if you did it out of true love or if you did it because for political reasons, for lack of words. If you're going to date outside your race, I have no problem with that. I just made the statement earlier. I am open to dating outside my race. I have no problem with that. However, I'm open to dating my race because I'm tired. And a lot of Black-African women that date outside of their race, tired of the bull crap they've gotten from Black-African men. Just fed up with it. This is why they date out. We date outside of our race. For Black-African men, it's a political move. For Black-African women, it's time to move on. So like I said, don't be afraid to tell some of these sisters out here where they stand in your life or that they'll never be standing in your life at all. They need to hear that because they're going to go to the next dude and try to do the same thing that they tried to do with you. Get with you because you have money or you got it going on or something like that. Baby, it takes more than that to get me. And so I'm proud of those brothers who have arrived, and yet they have also arrived in their relationship status. Meaning they're not just out here just choosing someone to sleep with, and then here are the repercussions of that. Another pet peeve, or not a pet peeve, another problem with brothers. All these brothers with all these kids. Put a lid on it, dudes. You got 5 kids. Some people, I know of guys in their 20s got 9 kids. How does that happen? When you can only give each one of those kids $20 in child support. How does that happen? How does that happen? When I went after the first one, you should have known. Ooh-wee. Okay, that was a mistake. My baby's not a mistake, but that was a mistake. Let me put a lid on it. Here's another one. Where I live, a lot of these women don't even realize they're being spied on by Black-African men out here in these apartments. Those who sit in their vehicle and watch them on their cell phones, because there's cameras in their apartments. When you can do that, now I am going to say this word. When you can sit there and watch your own sisters in their apartments without their consent, you a straight up pussy. Instead of you going to the police, telling the police what's going on, you rather join in just to look at somebody's body. Look at what they're doing. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to flip the script on you guys. In my world, a PUSSY is not the man who tells the woman, I don't want to talk to you because you're not on my level or something like that. And if you look at a beautiful, pretty woman, a woman really doesn't have to be on your level. She just have to have her head on straight, as I said a little earlier, trying to do something. I don't call a man a PUSSY that does that. I don't call a man a PUSSY who reports crime to the police. I call a man a PUSSY for the opposite. When you know better, you do better. And that is a violation of that woman's rights. And this is why Black-African women, a lot of them can't stand Black-African men, because instead of you protecting us, you joining in with the enemy. In my case, you join in with the enemy. And I'm not saying the enemy because of the person's race. I'm saying the enemy because of their actions. You joining in with the enemy to watch your own freaking kind in their apartment, in their place of living. Yeah. It's a lot of them. Hey, baby. It's a lot of y'all doing that. And think it's cute. Think it's down. This is what I'm a man. This is what I need. No, you're a punk. And trust me, it's a lot of men your age, older and younger, who are looking at you the same way I am. You're a punk. You know, straight up bona fide PUNK. And I really want to use the other word. Okay? You guys hold on. Okay, I had to pause for a minute. Yeah, there are a lot of men your age who are looking at you, probably not saying anything to you, but there are a lot of men who are looking at you the same way I am. A strong man speaks up. A weakling, or that P-word man, is the one that doesn't. A strong man wants to sleep good at night because he has to get up and go to work. He's not going to have something on his mind that he knows is affecting another human being. No conscience. A lot of these Black-African men have absolutely no freaking conscience whatsoever. None. They do things and then want glory behind it from some woman. In other words, you doing one woman wrong, but you want to get with another woman, but you doing this woman right over here wrong. You can't do that. You do all women right. And the best way to sum that up is, would you want something like that happening to your mom? Would you want something like this happening to your mom? Well, that person might be a mother herself. It's just amazing how some of these men think it's okay to do this and it's okay to do that. No, it's not okay. I'm gonna say it again. You a straight up P. I have so many men that get mad at me, even more so than the women, for telling them about themselves. Oh my God, why are you saying that? They get offended. And like I said, that all comes from hanging around your mom when you were growing up, acting like a female. A real man doesn't get offended if someone's criticizing him. He either listens. Well, he listens. And he either takes the advice or move on. But either way, he never gets offended. It's the truth. The truth hurts. And I'm finding Black-African people as a whole get offended when someone tells them something about what they're doing. Now, I hate to put slavery and stuff, but I know some of this stuff is attributed to slavery, enslavement. When we were freed, we had freedom. So we couldn't accept someone criticizing us yet. As slaves, we got criticized all the time. You're not doing that right, whips and chains and all kind of stuff. But when we were free, oh my goodness. And this criticism, it has no whips, no chains in most cases. Hopefully none. And then the younger generation, excuse me. Excuse me. I've been biting my tongue here lately in the back, and I'm really trying not to bite it. So my words, some of them are not coming out correctly. You hear that? Correctly. Okay? I'm not correcting anything else. That's a wrap. Unless it's just detrimental. But the younger generation, OMG. I don't want to say if I've thrown my hands up, it's a loss. And I can only go by my experiences, you guys. The young men around here, oh God. Now, don't get me wrong. When I went to school, young boys were boys. But these young boys around here are into things that even if we had the technology to be in them, the guys that grew up when I did would not have done it. They have absolutely no integrity. They don't care who they hurt. They don't care how it's done. Just get her done. The drugs selling around here in this apartment complex that I'm in. And I'm not talking about a ratchet apartment complex. It's brand new. The people are ratchet. I'm not talking about grass is high and, even though sometimes the trash cans or the dumpsters get high. No. But the trash is still at the dumpster. I'm not talking about any of that. Some of these apartments where it is, you can just look at it and expect this type of behavior just from looking at the physical apartment complex. No. You look at this apartment complex, you're going to think, it's not the grandest apartment complex. Don't get me wrong. Like, some of the ones that have the candelabra lights outside and the black fences, with all the scallop wrought iron fences and all that. No, I'm not talking about that kind where you actually have your own, where you have your own door, but, it's a town home or something. No. There's plenty of them here in the Dallas area. No, I'm not talking about that kind. However, I'm not also talking about the kind that I just mentioned. But honey, you come and stay here. I swear you're going to get up out of here. It has nothing to do with the apartments. Nothing. It's just the people. Period. You know? And you can tell something is going on because my child, most of these young men out here are approximately 16 years old, an average of 16 years old. And there is absolutely no way my child would be outside after 10 o'clock. My child wouldn't be outside. My child wasn't outside probably an hour and a half after he got out of school, and that was his choice because he never wanted to go outside. He wanted to play his games, and he would go. He hardly ever, let me say that, wanted to go outside. My child was just not one of these kids who just wanted to just go outside and play. He was more mature than that, no bragging, but he was. He loved playing the games, which can probably attribute to the fact that he's like number 3 or something like that in the country playing something. I don't know, Madden somebody. I don't know. Some of these games. I mean, he was a game boy. And in one particular place we live, little guy across the street would come and ask him to play football. And that was basically it. And as a child, he went outside with the little police officer lived across the street, his little boy. But other than that, no, he stayed in the house. I guess he got it from my daddy. His grandfather was like that. He didn't, please. All the trouble is outside. It's the safe zone inside. And some of you boys, if you're listening to that, need to be that way. You don't have to hang around people who want to hang around you. Let me say that again. And that goes for all men. You do not have to hang around people who wants to hang around you just because they want to hang around you, just because you're a man and that makes it seem like you're a punk. I would be like, well, baby, not baby, because a man's not going to say that. I guess you just have to call me a punk then. But I'm stacking my dollars. And guess what? When I move into my 5-bedroom home with the fireplace in the bedroom, fireplace here and all that, guess what? You won't be anywhere around. That's what that's what I'm looking forward to. I have one life and I'm going to live it. And so, men, and to finalize this, if you want to use that title of king, I see nothing wrong with it, but I'm just saying, I don't throw it out as much as, some people will do. If you want that title of king, first thing you have to do is do an assessment on your life. Where are you in your life? I didn't go into the drugs. I didn't go into the drinking and things like that. I didn't even go into the sex. The 4 things that and I missed one of them. The 4 things that bring down the Black-African man: sex, drugs, drinking. Oh, I did it. Sex, drugs, drinking, and prison. That's it. Sex, because Black-African men look at every freaking booty as a whole. Let me say this as a whole. Every freaking woman that passes by, even me just being spied on. Black-African men have become some of the most perverted men on the planet, right beneath Hispanic men. I'm just keeping it real. Don't shoot the messenger. They're doing things, and let me say this, most times Hispanics are teaching them, or better yet, showing them how to do the spine, especially. They're doing things that a Black African male, when I was growing up, wouldn't even if he had, like I said, the technology, wouldn't even think about doing, just out of respect for the person that's supposed to be spied on. We respected one another. Black African men don't have any freaking respect, hardly at all, for the average person, including their moms. Some dude just, I guess it's been a month ago, some dude beat his mother up with a baseball bat. Black African dude. Now, whether she survived or not, I don't know. But come on, you guys. Sex, really? I'm not saying it's not essential. I'm not saying it's almost critical in your life, because that's what God put us on the planet to do. However, you need to, as I said earlier, be a little bit more selective about what you're doing. It's not what you're doing, it's how you're doing it. Because what will end up happening, you're going to get some type of disease, and this is for the women too, or you're going to get someone pregnant. And oh boy, you're 16, 17, and I'm speaking on all of you guys now. But you're 16, 17, and now you have a baby. There's a dude over here out here that's 15 with 2 kids. Dude, you were never taught what a condom is. I mean, I'm sure you were. Or did you think it was a joke that you could even get someone pregnant? But here's the deal for this Sue for the Soul. I'm specifically mostly speaking on sex, period. Not pregnancy. Just going around having sex with women just because they'll give it to them. I'm going to say it again. Everything that looks good is not good, even with a condom. One of my quotes. Everything that looks good is not good, even with a condom. Drugs. That's a given. That's a freaking given. But specifically for this Soup for the Soul, I'm not even talking about hardcore drugs. That's a given that hardcore drugs will take money from you. I'm talking about weed smoking. You guys, it's so much weed smoking around here. And I'm not just talking about this complex, anywhere, in any apartment complex. But you smell so much weed. What is that stuff called? Kush? Oh my God. I call it skunk powder. It smells just like a freaking skunk. Why would you be smoking something that smells like a skunk? But I guess some of you guys say, why not? I mean, that's some of the stinky stuff. And some people over here are so disrespectful. You don't smoke it and they know you don't smoke it or should know. They don't smell it coming from your apartment ever. But yet they'll pull that stuff out, you guys, or drive up in their vehicle. I mean, this stuff is just, oh God. You guys don't have any ailments, most of you, that are smoking weed every day. 6 days a week, 7 days a week. None of you. But the amount of money that and this goes for females too. There's a lot of females over here that do it. The amount of money that it takes out of your pocket. Ooh-wee. You already broke. You didn't know. You didn't know. You didn't know. You already broke. I mean, come on, brother. You didn't know you were broke? Because when you pull your pants pockets out and let them hang, it's 2 piles of dust on the ground, on the floor right there. From lint that came out of your pocket. Drinking. Oh, Jesus of Nazareth. Now, here's the flip side of that. There are some brothers who have jobs. Now, they don't have the greatest job on the planet. Probably never smoke weed, but they smoke weed. If they smoke it, it's not as much as the drug dudes. Okay? Drugs are drugs. But here's a dude that drinks. His game of choice is drinking. Financially, it's the same thing, but it's worse. There are brothers out here, and they work. They work. And they'll tell you, I drink on Fridays. I'm gonna get me something to drink. I don't see anything wrong with paying yourself or rewarding yourself for a hard day's week or 2 weeks if you get paid bi-weekly. I don't see anything wrong with that. This is where the problem arises. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the brothers out here that drink every freaking day. I'm talking sun up to sundown. They have something in their hand, whether it's beer or hardcore liquor. They have something in their hands to drink, not realizing, job or not, that they are taking money out of their bank account, household, pockets. Doesn't matter. And I'm going to tell you, I'm talking about the brothers that I'm going to tell you, rather, some of these brothers drinking habit. I said hardcore liquor. Some of these brothers, if you come into their place, I just bit my tongue, y'all. If you come into their place, they may or may not have a bar in their place, but you come into their place and look on their cabinet. What do you see? All kind of bottles of this and bottles of that. Ladies, run. You know, if you're listening to this, run. You know his financial situation. Yes, he does go to work, but guess what? If you taking that much money out of the money that you bring home to drink that much liquor, you working to drink. So you don't have any money to take me out and we can have a good time. So I don't really want to do anything with you. I'm just keeping it real. Run, ladies, because you don't even know what's causing that drinking problem. You don't know if it's going to escalate and get worse. You don't know any of that. You don't know if he's going to go in your purse and get money. That come on now. And get money to support his drinking habit or whatever. If he loses his job, he's an alkie. And I'm not saying alkies don't need love too. I'm just saying, ladies, you get yourself, if you're listening to this, okay, that's a warning. Okay, I'm going to leave that alone. And weed smoking the same thing. Drugs. Weed smoking. Now, I'm sure you got enough common sense to not mess with someone who's doing drugs, and you go into the meeting knowing that they do drugs. Now that's on you. That's crazy. But I'm just I hate to use the word just. I'm just talking about weed smoking. How much that takes out of a person's pocket if they go to work every day. And the reason why I say this, you guys, you have a better chance of having a job drinking than you have if you smoke weed every day. Your employee is going to smell that eventually, or when you go on an interview, they're going to smell it. Okay. It's a rarity that you got that person who is social or habitual in their weed smoking, and you can't smell it on them at some point. That stuff stinks, especially that premium kind. I guess, like I said, Kush, Push, whatever it's called, Lush, Dush. That stuff stinks. And you get around people, you go in the store because you know you're going to get hungry. You go in the store and you just knocking out everyone in the store. It's like, oh my God, I was just in a major food store, chain store, I guess about 3 weeks ago now. And I was asking a Hispanic lady where something was, and we got on the topic of the weed that we were smelling that was giving us basically a high. You know, a couple that wasn't even 15 feet away from me. And their weed was, they weren't smoking it in the store. Their weed was so loud. I'm like, OMG. Oh my God. I mean, who does that? If I don't condone in drug habits, I don't condone in drinking habits. But in everything, do it in moderation, okay? Save your money as much as possible for a rainy day or something you're looking forward to buying, not renting, buying. And the last one, imprisonment. I know there's a lot of brothers in prison, and I know they did not do what they said that they did, and I know it's driving them crazy. Every day that they're not out in this open world like they were before. And I feel sorry for those brothers, and I hope that they get some assistance and that the legal system on the other side of the legal system supports them and that they are getting help. Some brothers sadly have not done what they're accused of doing, but they just don't know who to talk to. Almost brings me to tears to get themselves out of prison. Then you got the smart ones. You got the haters in prison who know how that brother should get himself out of prison, but they won't tell him because they're in for life, which is sad. It is so many of our brothers in prisons for stupid stuff, you guys. Not saying you should go for valid stuff, But there's so many of our brothers, Black-African men, who are in prison because of that one stupid decision that they made, or those stupid multiple decisions that they made that caught up with them. And in some cases, half of their life is gone if they're lucky enough to get out. How do you go to prison at the age of 18 only because you were in juvenile at 16 to 17 and then you had to go on to prison? How do you do that and you stay in there 30 years and you get out and you're let me see, 18, 30, you're 48 years old, 49 when you get out. I mean, how do you do that? How do you function? How do you even have a beautiful relationship with a woman? You know what I'm saying? How do you, because I'm gonna tell you, the longer you are in prison, you're gonna have a relationship with some dude. Something's gonna happen because that's just the nature of man. Man is gonna do something with someone. Okay. And a lot of them get out here out of prison, get out of here from prison, and then decide they want to get with a woman, yet they've been with a man for years, or some men. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't know no other way to say it. If you ever go to prison and you let another man get off in your anus, you are gay. Now, I'm not telling anyone to fight. I'm not telling anyone to start this and do that. You are considered gay. Now, I'm not talking about forcibly, because someone just recently told me some stuff, and they've been telling me some stuff here lately. Have you guys ever had that friend that, and this is a male, you've been knowing them for a minute now, and they just hit you every blue moon with some stuff that you didn't even know that they would have even remotely think about doing, because they're all man, muscle, and all of that. I'm like, you're making me sick right now. I really don't. You don't tell them that, but you're really making me sick. Yeah. Excuse me for sniffling. I know of a particular male like that. You're like, dude, I really don't feel like hearing this from you, because I'm looking at you in a whole different light. Now I'm really looking at you in a whole different light. But yeah, when you go to prison and you allow someone to get you in the anus or whatever like that, because it is, and you're going to be in there for 25 years or whatever, you're gay. Come on, you're gay. Don't come out here trying to get with a woman, get with a man. It is what it is. And I am proud of men who come out, operative word, okay, and of prison, and they come out here and they're gay because they know what they've been doing in prison. Don't go in prison as a man, straight man, and come out as a straight man, and in prison you were not straight, you were crooked. A crooked man. I'm not talking about in a criminal way. Or you were gay when you were in prison. And I'm going to tell you, when I say gay, I'm not talking about got your little pinky out and all that. I'm talking about you dealt with a man in prison. Come on, keep it real. Because people are open to accepting you for whom you are. And your family's probably they know that we know. Those of you who've had family who've been to prison, your family know you've been to prison 20, 25 years. You've been with a man. Chances are. I mean, there's some men who because I'm gonna tell you, men can get blue ball. They have to release the semen. They have to. It's just a part of nature. You can't have that semen building up like that. And then most men would rather put it in someone, or, do something and let it explode that way than jacking off. But don't get out here and get with these women, and dang on well when you were in prison, you were gay as all outdoors. Don't get with women if you have gay tendencies. And I don't condone, I'm going to say it right here. I don't condone in lesbianism. I don't condone in gayism because I wasn't raised that way. However, don't get mad at me. I am not mad at anyone for choosing. As proof is in the pudding. You hear what I'm saying? You heard what I just said. I'm not mad at anyone for being themselves. Be yourself. And I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to sit there and talk about you. I've said it in other Soup for the Souls or the Blue Cup and the Addicts or something I was doing. When I was in a shelter, I met plenty of gay people. And I loved them to death. Wish they were standing right here next to me. I just love them. So I'm not judging anyone. I'm just saying keep it real. If that's whom you are, that's who you are. But don't come out of prison getting with these women, making them think that you are, and they know, come on. Lady, he's been in prison 10 years. 12 years. 14 years. 20. You mean to tell me, have to go to preacher mode before I end this, you did not know, okay, that he was in there for all those years now. And 20 years. Now, something in your dome should have let you know straight out the gate now that he has had the possibility of being with a man while he was in prison. Something should have told you that it's not all about you, sweetheart. You child of God, the daughter of God. Something should have told you that he was in there for that another time. Choir, okay, that he had probably 99% of the time, he probably had been with a man. I'm not saying 99% of the time he had a choice to be with a man or a woman. I'm saying 99% of the time, let me say 90, take it back a little bit, that he had been with a man. Okay. So from here on out, you just be careful. Okay. Be careful because you don't know what the outcome of that is going to be with your health, okay? Because what's going to probably happen, okay, once he had some man go in his anus, he's out here in the free world. He's with you, though. He's probably not going to be with you every time. Okay, these are these undercover brothers. That's what they call. Look them up on YouTube. You can look up undercover brothers on YouTube, and you will see documentaries and docu-movies is what I call them. Also on undercover brothers. I think Oprah, when she was in syndication, the Oprah show, she had she had a show or two on these undercover brothers. Now, if you see it on Oprah. You can now you guys, if you see something on Oprah, then it's legit. Okay. Oprah is not going to be embarrassed. I think that one time some dude embarrassed Oprah, and whoo, she had him back on her. Why did you lie? You could have just told the truth. Oprah got down off in his shirt and everything with her eyeballs. I can choke the living you. My record is clean, and here you come along. I feel you, Oprah, on a different incident, but I feel you. Yeah, so you guys, man up. Once again, don't be afraid to tell women what road to get off on. Sometimes they need to hear that, that you're not interested in them. It doesn't make you gay. It doesn't make you, even though I just mentioned gay, I'm talking about two different things. It doesn't make you gay to turn a woman down. You just know what you're looking for. And I'm sorry, lady, you're not it. They do men like that all, we do men like that all the time. We do. I'm sorry, I don't want to be with you. I do it. So it's nothing wrong. Reverse it. Sometimes you need to tell a woman, hey, look at her, girl. Look. Now I know you and I have been kicking it. Let me see. I met you. What month was that? April. 2 years ago. And it's been a ride. I'm not going to say it's been nice the whole time, but I'm coming to the realization that you and I are just what's your astrological sign again? Oh yeah, you and I are proof in the pudding, are not compatible enough to keep this thing going. So I'm going to be moving out, or I'm going to be moving on, whichever one you want to do. Move on, you guys. Sometimes you have to teach a lady that it's not all about her, so she can bring herself down and be the queen. There's the other one that she feels she should be, or maybe she doesn't feel like she should be a queen, or be the person she needs to be. Let me say that. So this is Kimmy Wyatt. I'm 1 minute, 18 minutes in, 20 minutes. And so I'm going to end this right here. You guys just listen to this again if you have to. Be yourself and stop doing all the drugs and the drinking and all that and the sex and all that, and do an assessment on your life. Really look in the mirror and do an assessment on your life. You don't even have to look in the mirror and do an assessment on your life. All you got to do is get pen and paper and then draw a line from the top to the bottom and put down your good qualities and then put down your bad qualities. And if the bad qualities outweigh the good, then there you go. And even if they don't outweigh it, work on those bad things about you, or bad things that society would consider bad. Because I'm going to tell you something. If you want to be prosperous, I know this would be another soup for the soul, and I may do this. And I already said, see, I'm doing soup for the souls that I said I would be doing, way 2 years ago now, or these are on the agenda. One of them on the agenda is to compare the Black-African man to the white man. Something I do not mind doing. And it needs to be done. Not saying white men are any better than Black-African men. However, in most cases they are. And I'm going to give you a summation of my reason for saying that. Look at your bank account. Look at his bank account. And although some people will say money is not in everything, I can see someone posting that right now. Money is not everything. Honey, I'm going to tell you what the lady that I mentioned earlier would say when she would do a meeting, because different people did meetings in network marketing, but everyone could go. It's right up there with oxygen. Money is right up there with oxygen. Now, she may have gotten that from her upline person, whom I'm very familiar with, but money is right up there with oxygen. Anyone telling you that it is not important in our lives, that's the biggest lie that's ever been told. You have to have it. This is Kimmy Wyatt. Hasta la vista. Buenos Aires, buenas noches, arrivederci, au revoir, salida. Don't let the doorknob hit you where the good Lord split you. Ciao Bella, ciao Bello. Gotta go. Smooches. Bye.